I got this call from a friend of mine at lunchtime, and he said, I can't believe India's played so horribly. We're definitely going to lose today. I was like, what are you talking about? I mean, we've scored 250 runs, and do you know about our bowling? You know how good our bowling is. You just wait till Chax comes on scene, baby. Chax is basically short for Varun Chakravarthy, and Varun Chakravarthy did it. I've always felt Varun Chakravarthy is one of the most underrated bowlers out there. He is neither spinner nor is he he doesn't spin the ball much. He doesn't turn the ball much. There is a little bit of loop and stuff, but it's not like your traditional spinner. I don't want to call him a mystery bowler the way how everybody is calling him. He's not a one trick pony like how Ajanta Mendes was, if you may. But the point is, Varun Chakravarthy has honed his skills and improved his repertoire of bowling over many, many years. He first came out and the world got to know him. I got to know him only through um, KKR. But the point is, even before that happened, he came up bowling his unconventional style throughout his whole career. So he was a tennis ball player, came up through the ranks over there, got picked, and made a very, very, very late entry, in fact, into the Indian cricket team. Then got dropped for fitness issues. He really had it up against him, and to see him perform at this stage and do so well, that really is a testament to how strong he has worked on his game, how confident he's become, and really what a fantastic performer he is for India. Throughout the entire spell, I think barring a couple of boundary balls, he just looked fantastic. I don't know, two people were not picking him up at all. Number one, the batsmen weren't picking up, and number two, KL Rahul really wasn't picking him up. And when your own wicketkeeper is not picking you up, you know you are bowling good stuff. Let me just put it that way. So when we analyze India's bowling and fielding efforts, you should say if you're comparing India with New Zealand on the field, especially in the fielding, you definitely are comparing apples and oranges. If New Zealand was quick, not just in terms of forget about the brilliant catching that New Zealand did, okay? But if you just see the ground fielding, if you see the effort with which they ensured that there were only twos, no threes, despite it being a very big ground, their inner fielders worked so hard in cutting off the boundaries, closing up the angles, ensure that every single was earned for. India was just the opposite. I think there were three or four threes that they ran, which kind of shows what's going on. Varun Chakravarthy, I think, was the weakest link, if you're honest, in terms of the fielding. And there was times when you could feel like if the ball went towards him, it's definitely a four. He's just ending up running behind the ball. So no matter how good his bowling is, I think he'll definitely come under a little bit of grief for improving his fielding standards. Rahul did drop a chance, but that was too tough. I mean, I don't know if you can really. I know Tom Latham did hold on to a similar chance, and you could say that was fantastic keeping from his side. But with Rahul, you always have a feeling that he's not a natural keeper. You know, he's almost like keeping because he has to earn his right in the team only by being a keeper. So yeah. But the catch which Akshar Patel caught was awesome. I mean, in two ways. One, I think if he would have judged it good the first time itself, it wouldn't have been so hard. But now that he misjudged it, he kind of had to work doubly hard to make up for it. So that also was good. I think once he kind of caught it, he himself was in shock. Kya? मैंने really ये पकड़ा kind of feeling he gave. But apart from that, you just had a couple of people who were good in the field. Even Jaddu or Hardik, they're pretty much the best fielders. Kohli, and maybe the ball evaded them, or maybe the fact that in New Zealand pretty much everybody is a good fielder. But you could definitely tell that a good fielding side in India, the difference is about 10-15 runs. Regarding the bowling, Shami, again, I've been saying this since day one. Shami is definitely undercooked. And had there been a Bumrah on the scene, I don't think Shami would have been playing. Shami does not look back to his best. He doesn't have the swing. He doesn't have the control. He definitely doesn't have the pace. You should say he's a great team man for being able to do what he's doing, but it's like he's working his way back to being at his best, but he's definitely not at his best. There wasn't a single ball from Shami which I felt was really troubling the batsman. Hardik Pandya, like I said, intelligent bowler, He knows what to ball, where to ball. He almost balls so that he's hit for less. He doesn't ball balls to take wickets. He balls so that he's hit for less, and that kind of worked exactly in his favor. I wasn't surprised that the first wicket fell to him. Again, effort ball, kind of climbed up on Rachin a little bit more than he thought. Top edge, and of course, I mean, you never know. That top edge could as well have gone for a six, could as well been caught out, or could as well been, like a missed chance. But the point is, it was an effort ball, and he did gamble, and that's how he gets his wickets. But majority of the bowling was pretty much dominated by spin. I think 6 overs weren't bowled, so about 44 overs were bowled. I think out of 44, 38 overs or something was spin, so that's not a surprise. In fact, I'm going so far as to say that if this is the kind of surfaces we're going to be having in the semi-final and final, would it make sense to hear me out? Would it make sense to drop Shami, go with Hardik Pandya as your opening bowler, and play with 5 spinners? You have Jaddu, you have Kuldeep, you have Sir Varun, you have Varun Chakravarthy, and you bring in Washi. What do you say? 5 bowlers, all 5 spinners, and only Hardik Pandya to give you some fast bowling cover. You think that's something we can do? That will really blow people's minds off. So anyway, the bowling was so-so. It was tight, don't get me wrong. Akshar Patel did do a good job bottling things up. Jaddu also did do a good job bottling things up. But I didn't feel that either of them were actually ever trying for a wicket. I only felt that they were actually trying to keep things tight. And the people who were giving up their wickets pretty much were the New Zealanders. And they kind of dug a hole, and they were just going deeper and deeper and deeper into it. It's very strange for a guy like Williamson to bat the way he did. I mean, eventually he was able to break free. But there was a time when Daryl Mitchell walked in, and he was like 0 of 9 balls and 2 of 17 balls and stuff. And this is the kind of test match figures and stats that you just don't look at ODI cricket and you feel that I don't think that bowling deserved that respect at all. Where was the sweep shot? I think there was a couple of reverse sweeps, but where was the sweep shot? Where was the swivel down the ground? Where was the thing of trying to put the bowler off? You were not under so much pressure. You were just 2 wickets down. Why were you acting as you're like 4 down or 5 down? It wasn't the case. And Tom Latham, he's such a good player of spin. You have that guy coming in next, so you can take a few risks. But nope, nothing of that sort happening. And naturally, once you got into so much pressure, it was but natural that you will put pressure on yourself, try to go for a big shot, or a ball will come along with your name on it, and you'll end up getting out. So that's pretty much what happened. So in many ways, I felt that the Indian bowling was good, but good to a point where they were trying to squeeze pressure, but not good enough to a point where they're trying to take a wicket. The only guy who actually did bowl to take a wicket, by the way, more than Varun Chakravarthy, the guy who was bowling to take a wicket was actually Kuldeep Yadav. And Kuldeep Yadav, that's the reason why I feel he's gone for runs. Now, this was my criticism of him in the earlier thing, that he's not bowling like a bowler who wants to take wickets. But this time I felt it was very different. He genuinely was trying to flight the ball. He genuinely was trying to, give it air, make it rip. And that's the reason why he was going for runs. And when the wickets did fall, it was a result of that. But definitely India's bowling, the pitch, and everything else kind of combined, and New Zealand's attitude kind of combined to make 240 look like 340, and for them to fall 40 short. Towards the end, you thought it was a very gripping game until the end, when it just kind of like fell apart, and that was that. So yeah, I think bowling wise, we're sorted. We're pretty good. There's nothing more to improve over there. I think Shami is our biggest weakness right now in terms of bowling, in the opening bowling. Would you be brave enough to say, Shami, I don't think it's happening, let's get in Arshdeep for the semi-final? Would you do that? That's a pretty big thing, so we'll see. And secondly, would you play 5 spinners with Washi and take a gamble? A gamble like I don't know if that's ever been done in cricket nowadays. So that's also something we could consider. But yeah, overall, good match, and we're heading into Australia. Our old nemesis, Travis Head, I'm sure is watching this, and he's like, sabko thok dalunga main. So anyway, so Travis Head and the Australian team awaits us in 2 days' time, and so will I join you guys in 2 days' time. See ya.